My name is Jason. I'm going to be demonstrating a small environment I developed in Unity 3D for the Oculus Rift. Graduate of Rochester Institute of Technology. This was my final thesis project for the 3D Digital Graphics program at RIT. Right off the bat, I should probably let you know that this is the terrain textures here are part of a Unity asset called Nature Pack Pro. So this terrain here, like the terrain texture, the grass, the dirt, the actual grass cards, the rocks, and the trees are part of that pack. I did not build those or model those. Yeah, I color corrected them where necessary to get them to better blend into the environment, but that was pretty much all I did with those. Everything else is mine. All the other textures you see here and models are all mine. This bridge is modular. Kind of get some details about how that was created on the website. Wanted to really incorporate some of this particulate matter that are going through here, some of the cottonwood and some of the leaves that you'll see. It really adds to the Rift experience. So this was not only my first time working with Unity, but also my first time creating an immersive outdoor environment for the Rift. The first few iterations of the project featured some gameplay elements, but I soon realized it would be better if I focused more on the modeling and texturing and left additional game mechanics to the pros for now. That's something I have a passion for and an interest in, but that's not my particular strong suit right now. My particular set of talents is for modeling and texturing. So that was the workflow that I really, in the pipeline that I really wanted to streamline and get familiarized with. So with that in mind, as you look around this environment, what I really wanted to do is focus on kind of the up-close experience of the Rift. The Rift has, for any of you that have had any experience with it, there's kind of a cutoff limit. Stuff in the kind of mid-ground is about right here, is as far as you can see something really clear. The up-close experience is really what's important in the Rift. Textures need to maintain their kind of visual integrity really upon closer inspection. So my focus needed to be really high quality textures while still maintaining a 60 to 70 FPS frame rate to keep a smooth Oculus Rift experience. So I really wanted to create a realistic environment based in the fantasy genre while still being able to provide a smooth experience in the Rift. That was a difficult task, especially for someone like me that wasn't really as skilled in Unity as I probably should have been, or probably could have been before working in this. So I found a potential solution to that problem, and that was Amplify Texture. You'll see the logo down here. It's by Amplify Creations, and what it does, it's basically like an atlas sheet. It takes all the textures, really high-res textures. You can use up to, well, I used 4K, but you can use supposedly higher than that. I use some 4K, some 2K, but it takes all of those and it combines them into what looks kind of like an atlas sheet, and then it loads those as the screen needs it, as the camera's kind of wandering around the scene. So that was a really good solution. Right up until I realized that you can't really light bake and maintain that same quality. So all the lighting in the scene is dynamic, and it's all real-time shadows, even though everything is static. So that was a trade-off that I was willing to make because it was a discovery that I made late in the project, and it was too late to go back and think of another pipeline or compromise the style or the kind of the main integrity of the project. So it was a decision I made that I had to stick to, and I made the best of it. So this is what I was left with, and that's that. So the other solution for maintaining kind of the texture integrity of the terrain was Relief Terrain Pack, which allowed for not only higher quality terrain textures, but also supports UV blending to get rid of some of the patterning that you typically see on a terrain on some newer Unity projects that you'll see. You'll see kind of like a patterning exist that I wanted to make sure I didn't have. So for the most part, I've gotten rid of a lot of the patterning by, it's basically like a vertex blending where it'll blend two different sets of UVs, both in the normal and diffuse channels. It's really nice, and it added a lot to it. And I don't think I would use any other, where Amplify Texture kind of, I question whether I would want to use the first version in the next project, in my next Unity project. Relief Terrain Pack is going to be a mainstay for me as far as my future Unity projects go. It's really awesome. I really need to learn to use more of it. I mean, it's got splat mapping support and so much stuff that I really didn't have time to learn the ins and outs of by the end of this project deadline. But for the next one, for sure, I'm definitely gonna be exploring some of the capabilities of that. So overall, I think I achieved my objective. My objective was to create a realistic fantasy environment. It's small, but it's smooth running, and it holds up to close inspection when it's viewed through the Rift. I learned an immense amount during this project, not only about the Rift and Unity 3D, but how crucial things like organization and documentation are in a game design pipeline. That's huge. And not that I didn't know that before, but I realized the importance of it when you're moving so many moving pieces between so many different programs to sculpt and texture, and layout UVs, and then in Unity. So documentation and kind of a consistent naming convention become a must. You can see some examples of people demoing this version in the Rift on my page. It was really rewarding to see some of the reactions to the world I created. There was a lot of moves and ahs, and it surprised a lot of people. Some of that was just due to the Rift itself, but I got a lot of compliments on the environment as a whole, so that made me feel good. That's pretty much it for this project. I think I'm done in this. I think there were enough things that I've learned from this project that if I bring it to my next project, I'll be better armed to create another great and hopefully larger world. So that's pretty much it. The next project I'll be doing is I'll be taking a break from Unity 3D for just a little while, so I can learn PBR. I've got the new subscription to UE4, and I'll be focusing on creating a small interior environment that utilizes PBR shaders. So that's that. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for my next project. See ya.